Welcome to Reiki and Energy Healing. In Tanran Reiki, there is a symbol for each chakra. We will learn the symbols in later classes. While this video may feel peaceful and give you good energy, you will not be able to flow or give Reiki without being attuned by a Reiki master teacher. I'm using my own photography for this video. In this video, I'm going to do my best to explain energy healing and Reiki. In some ways, energy healing and Reiki sound woo-woo because it's hard to define. It's an experience, and it's so personal and different for each person that it's hard to put words to. Do you know how you meet someone and sometimes you know right away if you want them to stay away from you? Or you know before you even talk to them that they are safe and you feel good around them. And the way animals know when someone is safe and will approach them or back away, that's energy. Our energy field spreads out from about a foot around us to a few feet to miles if we want it. We are all energy. Everything alive is energy. At a cellular level, we are light. Everybody used to know this. For years, the sensitive, intuitive, empathic women and men were the healers, medicine women, and the most respected people in the village. These people, women especially, were more connected to the earth and everything alive. They understood the moon cycles, seasons, plants, which herbs healed which illnesses, how to help with birth, when to plant things, sing, rest, harvest. They were connected to knowing through their hearts. Being sensitive is the most gifted and magical of all. The water we drink has come from rain, storms, morning dew, tears from across the world, rivers. The food we eat comes from plants that absorb sunlight, or animals that eat plants that absorb sunlight. Everything has a rhythm and a flow that is in balance. The moon, waves, seasons, breathing, and we are part of this. And then at some point, men wanted more power and made women stifle their knowing. Or worse, they killed them or burned them at the stake. And now it seems our society respects being strong, respects the brain for making decisions, and we pride ourselves with greed, war, and hurting each other. Technology has distracted us so we can't remember the truth. We have forgotten the deeper knowing, and nobody seems happy. A long time ago, we all remembered, and everyone knew Reiki and the symbols, and everyone had their own Reiki symbol too. There is evidence that Reiki is older than millennia, older than Buddha and Jesus. There is evidence that Jesus may have studied from powerful spiritual masters, the Essenes, and Reiki might have been one of the healing modalities that Jesus used. In any case, Reiki has existed for thousands of years in many parts of the world. And because even though we can't really explain it or why it works, it just does. In fact, Reiki is starting to become scientifically accepted and is even being allowed in some hospitals. Maybe it's just placebo effect that makes a person feel better with Reiki. Maybe it's because the person feels calmer and safer during Reiki. Maybe it's because when breath slows and gentle touch releases oxytocin and serotonin in the body. Or maybe it's because it's the only time people slow down and the only time they get a little nap. Maybe it's because for a moment it puts the person back in flow with the natural order, the cosmic rhythm, and back in sync, remembering that they are one with all that is and with Creator. I certainly can't explain it, and I am continuously delighted and surprised that Reiki works. At the end of this recording, I will share my personal experience of how I discovered Reiki. Anyway, even if we don't have all the answers or words, we are energy, and Reiki balances energy. Reiki is powerful and gentle. I have been told that sessions with me feel familiar, like a remembering. People tell me they have never felt so safe or loved or nurtured. Sometimes they dream or have adventures and see places. Sometimes they meet their ancestors or spirit guides or get messages from angels. Sometimes they hang out in a beautiful forest with fairies, or they see animals. Sometimes they feel held or rocked in their mother's arms, or they visit the little home in the country they grew up in. Sometimes they cry and I wipe their tears, and sometimes we both cry. Sometimes they zonk out, snore, and have the best nap they've had in years. It's always peaceful, and I intend that they feel loved and safe. I also confess that after even a decade, I am still amazed and tickled that Reiki works, because skeptical human me does not understand how or why it works. To learn and flow Reiki, you must learn from a Reiki master teacher. They will teach you the symbols and hopefully give you some tools and support for your healing journey. Reiki begins a clearing and healing and spiritual evolution, which can be tough for some people. I personally like to do longer classes so I can support the students and they feel safe and they can go deeper on their healing journey. The teacher will give you attunements. Attunement connects you to the symbols and your human body with your Reiki guides. It attunes your energy to a healthier energetic vibration and connects you to source energy and remembering who you were before society and programming told you who to be. With attunements, all that isn't you will be brought up to be reviewed and removed. Attunements reveal all that isn't healthy within you to be purified. This clears your energy so you can flow Reiki better. The more you practice Reiki, the more you will learn. The Reiki teaches you. Your guides will teach you. There is much learning that you can't learn in a class alone. You can probably learn effective Reiki in a weekend class. Reiki itself is easy to learn, but it only flows as well as your energy is clear. If you haven't healed your own stuff, it will get in the way. I believe students really need to do some work to heal their own wounds and trauma before they can be ready to work on others. You need to practice learning your own energy and boundaries and triggers before you mess with other people's energy. The more you practice Reiki, the more you will do your own healing. The more you do your own healing, the purer and clearer your energy will be. Reiki will never harm anyone and will only do good in a person's highest and best good. Trust this. Although humans can harm people, Reiki itself does not. Reiki energy knows already what to do to heal. You will create a safe space to relax the body and allow source love to come through. Touch with your heart. Touch and be touched. Be safe and heal with unconditional love. Here are some fun topics to think about when beginning the energy healing journey. We are complex. Our bodies contain electricity, chemistry, magnetic energies, physical and energy, We are light and vibration. Thoughts are electrical, emotions are magnetic. We are the cellular sum of all of our ancestors. Everything is encoded, our thoughts, experiences, our pasts, our families' pasts, the evolution and every detail of the universe, everything that ever was and everything that will be is all encoded in our DNA. Possibly we live many lifetimes, and perhaps we just came here to experience the ride of being humans. Some people think we choose our families so that we can learn more, because our wounding becomes our greatest gifts. Whatever we don't heal gets passed on to future generations, literally with how we raise our kids, and also genetically in our DNA. Trauma is encoded for at least 7 generations in the DNA. Energy. We are energy first. The energy in our body, if harnessed, could fuel New York City for 10 days. Energy is the blueprint for the body. Cell development happens after the energy blueprint. Change happens first at a core energetic level, and then the intellect gets it. Illness happens as energy and emotions first, and then becomes physical. Disease means not at ease. Energy in motion equals emotion. Everything alive has energy and vibration. Cells vibrate, trees vibrate, humans vibrate, the earth vibrates. Schumann resonance is the vibration of the planet, and NASA measures this. Everything vibrates, and everything affects our own energy and vibration. Music, nature, pollution, food, technology noises, traffic, moods. All of the different energies can put us out of whack, and Reiki is one way to come back into balance. Food is energy as well. We consume the energy of the foods we eat. Their energy becomes our energy. Plants absorb light for nutrients, and we eat the plants, or we eat the animals that eat the plants. We are using light for our energy. And at a cellular level, we are light particles. Consider the energy of what you eat. How processed is it? How pure is it? If it's an animal, was it slaughtered inhumanely? If so, we absorb the fear of the animal when we eat it. Eat as cleanly as feels right for you, and do it with attention and intention. The closer to natural means the higher vibration. We are powerful. One act of kindness affects 10,000 people. Science has studied this. You are powerful. Love is exponentially more powerful than fear, and you can boost your energy by sending love. The heart is significantly more powerful than the brain. New research shows that the human heart is much more than an efficient pump that sustains life. Research suggests that the heart also is an access point to a source of wisdom and intelligence. Check out the Heart Math Institute. They have developed reliable, scientifically validated tools to measure the power of the heart. I am not affiliated with them, I just think they're cool. I stole this wording from their website. We are light. We are full rainbow spectrum beings of light. Everything living is light bound into matter. Reiki connects you to your light body and connects you to source light. Consider the possibility that we all came from one source. Whether it's science or religion, whether it's the Big Bang or the universe, quantum entanglement, or Creator, Great Spirit, or God. Consider then if we all started with one source, one light, and we all came from that light, then we are all still connected with that light. This is a deep thought. I am not savvy enough to explain it well, so just play along with me here for a few minutes. Consider that if pure light was shined through a prism, it would make the rainbow colors. If humans are fractals of all that is and all of Creator, then pure light shining through a prism would make rainbow colors, which would correspond to the chakras. About healing. Our body is perfectly designed to heal itself. Only our thoughts and negative energies work against that. Broken bones heal, cuts heal, even broken hearts heal. We are designed to heal and be well, and we just forget. We are all healers, every one of us. Even though we do not heal anybody else, we can heal ourselves and create space for others to do the same. Thoughts about meditating and breath. Mindful breathing affects the body and the brain and is one of the simplest, healthiest things we can do. Shallow breathing creates fight or flight and feeds the monkey mind. Deep breathing creates calm and connects you to the present and to source, and calms the body. Breath feeds the body, and paying attention to your breath is powerful. Practice being present and deep breathing. Every day is sacred. Live each moment as sacred ceremony. Don't do, be. We have help. We aren't alone, even though it feels like we are. We have human angels, friends, community, plus angelic support too. We forget or don't know this because we can't see them, but they guide us, show us synchronicities, give us insights and direction when we ask. You have spirit guides, and they remind us of who we were before we got here. We have a light team, which is beings on the other side of the veil whose task is to watch over us. There are ancestors, spirit guides, angels, guardians, and ascended masters designated to serve as protectors and guides. With Reiki and the attunements, we also get help from Reiki guides and ascended Reiki masters. You have a soul tribe, humans from your original soul group and home dimension to help us here on Earth. You will know them when you meet them. They feel like family. Soul purpose, your purpose for incarnating as human. It wasn't to pay bills and die. Why did you choose to have this human experience in this lifetime? Why do you suppose you chose to come here? What lessons did you want to learn? What lessons would cause you the biggest wounding and your biggest growth so that you could heal and help others? Ascension and enlightenment. There are many ways of healing and many paths to spirituality, truth, and oneness. Reiki is one path. Ascension is a process of aligning with higher consciousness and with the divine. Learning Reiki and the attunements may help many people toward ascension. Ascension doesn't happen instantly or automatically, but rather happens incrementally as we increase our present moment illumination one step at a time. Ascension is merging with your higher self, opening your heart, and expanding to reunite with Source, Creator, Christ light, divine light, and all levels and layers of your authentic self. Through expanded awareness and by integrating the higher vibrational consciousness of our spirit selves, we are able to ascend. Ascension isn't somewhere we go, it's something that happens to us. Lightworkers. Some beings on the planet are lightworkers. A lightworker is a person who has chosen to come to Earth, especially at these times, to help transmute the darkness into light. They are bringing light and healing into the world. Light workers bring out the light in each other and ultimately everyone. Welcome to this path. It will shatter your old self and your old ways. Unplug, ask questions. Welcome to being alive. Your true self is deep and connected to all. There are layers of human programming that are hiding it. The secrets are deep inside of you. We are all light workers from different dimensions and have agreed to experience the experiment on Earth, which is very dense, painful, heavy energy. Please know that dark cannot dampen light. Dark cannot exist where there is light. Dark can only exist by convincing the light to dampen itself through fear or shame. Be the light. That is all that is needed to conquer darkness. Now I'm going to share my vulnerable story about Reiki. Reflecting how Reiki has changed me. I didn't go into it knowing anything about it except how it felt. It felt safe. Honestly, I needed help. I was a hot mess, to be truthful. After many years of trying to fake being an adult after a traumatic childhood. Yikes. The day I discovered Reiki was also the day I officially said goodbye to the house I had just lost unexpectedly in divorce. The dug-up plants from the yard were still in my car. I went to tend my friend who was going to receive Reiki after a sudden hysterectomy and kidneyectomy. We both got Reiki that day. He was so gentle with her, so soft and loving, period. He held her hand and soothed her hair, and when she started to cry and asked if she was still a woman, he pulled her onto his lap and held her and rocked her like a child and reassured her that in hundreds of ways she was still a woman. I cried from across the room. I've never been held like that. I needed it as much as she did, and I didn't even have surgery. I held her while she slept, and he gave us both Reiki. After that day, I went to him for a few more sessions. Over time, he helped me face my grief and grieve through it to the other side. He showed me how to self-soothe, to come back to center. Mind you, it was not immediate. The process has been over a decade and I'm still practicing these tools. He taught me some breathing techniques, hand placements, visualization, and some shamanic tools as well, so that I could move through panic to gentleness and peace, and I was hungry for more tools to cope. After a few months of learning Reiki, I was able to go off antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, and sleeping meds. Being less numb and drugged was awful and raw. But the attunements opened me in a new way, and my reality and world unraveled. I didn't have tribe or community to share with, so I felt just weirder and weirder as I started to heal and awaken. Looking back, it was super lonely and also not. I fell in love with the world, with raindrops and leaves, music and humanity. I journaled a lot, and I didn't have words for most of it. But it was hard. It didn't magically make my life easy. I've been homeless and started over a few times since becoming a Reiki master, not including divorce. I closed my business and moved out of the country for what I thought was love, and it tragically ended, and I came back to the States. It was love, just not partner love. At that time, I was homeless and didn't even own a pillow, and I was pet sitting so I could have a place to stay. I borrowed a car. 3 days back in town, and someone broke into the car and stole my whole bag of salon supplies. Everything. My only way to provide for me and my son without even a job yet. In the fetal position on the back patio, weeping, I was done. I cried until I was empty. And for some reason, I asked, maybe I demanded, that if angels and God were real and they wanted me to be alive, then they would need to help me out. I told them they would need to show me because I couldn't trust myself. I had trusted my guidance and intuition for the brave move to another country and it didn't work out. How could I trust myself again? I asked them to be gentle because I was done in. I didn't want any more painful hard lessons. And they did. Within 10 minutes, I received 2 texts from people asking me for Reiki. People who had never had Reiki from me before. They were as bewildered as I was because they could not explain why they felt they needed to ask me for Reiki right that minute. I wiped my snot bubbles and got them on the table that day. Obviously, it wasn't all sparkles and rainbows, zenful spiritual enlightenment and world peace. It's been hard. I still get triggered. Difficult conversations panic me. I still get spun out and wring my hands. But now I can remind myself to pause and breathe and come back to myself. I am a totally different person now. I am less socially awkward, most of the time. I found a good natural doctor and I get regular counseling. There was much to heal and learn from all the childhood trauma that led to adult trauma. I am better at difficult conversations. I am more authentic and speaking my truth. I'm a better parent and friend. I'm not in perpetual trauma, fight or flight since childhood. With help, I've healed adrenal exhaustion, thyroid issues, gut problems, and in general, I'm healthy now. I no longer have chronic insomnia. I have way less anxiety and panic attacks. I'm doing the work that I love, and I have found good people to go on this journey with. In general, I'm almost well-adjusted. I'm more mindful, peaceful, intuitive, and content. I am learning to trust the journey and enjoy it a lot more. It was hard, and it's been worth it. And I think maybe without learning Reiki, I might not even be alive. Welcome to this journey. I hope it brings you as many blessings as it's brought me.